Or are you someone who struggles to do the work even though you've laid out the foundations, you've drawn up the routine, you know what work you're supposed to do, you have all these big goals, these big ambitions, but when it comes down to sitting down and working, you just can't get yourself to do it. You can even do everything else. You can go to sleep on time, wake up early, do your workout, eat properly, or whatever it is. You can do everything, but when it comes to sitting down and doing work, especially if it's studying, when it comes down to sitting down and studying, you just can't get yourself to do it. Well, if that's you, you've come to the right video, because that's exactly what I've been struggling with for like the last year, going on like a year and like 3 months. And last week, I was still struggling with it. Obviously, I do end up I still passed my third year of accounting last year, so I still get work done, but it's nowhere near at the level that it should be. And for me, that frustrates me. It pisses me off. And I've actually come to the conclusion, at least it was yesterday, I came to the conclusion that it's a good thing that this is pissing me off, right? That I'm miserable. I've been miserable for the last a year and a half, because I've been dude, just do the work you're supposed to do. You could be living a completely different life by now. And I've come to the conclusion that it's actually good that I'm miserable about that it's pissing me off. I'm waking up every day and I'm feeling bro, you're a flipping loser because you're not doing the work you're supposed to be doing. Objectively, anyone can look at my life and they'd be like, you're not living a bad life. I'm in fantastic shape. I got quite a bit of muscle. My abs are showing. I'm in my postgrad. I'm studying a pretty good degree. I've got a degree, right? I'm on my way to become a chartered accountant. It's good, right? I dress pretty nicely. I present really nicely. I don't have anything crazy. For a 20-year-old, I'm doing pretty well for myself. I have hundreds of thousands of followers on social media. But for me, I wake up every day feeling like I'm a flipping loser because I'm not doing the work I'm supposed to be doing, right? I'm not making the levels of money I want to be making. I'm not making the progress I'm supposed to be making. And that's a good thing, because most people would just be content. They are content. They're content with an average life and not living up to their potential every day. But for me, it flipping consumes my mind. It pisses me off. Every moment that I'm sitting there and I know I didn't do the work I was supposed to do yesterday, or I'm not doing the work I'm supposed to be doing right now, it's eating away at me. I'm flipping uncomfortable. It reminds me of a quote that I heard from Andrew Tate, where he said, if you want to change your life, and I'm sure he's not the first person who said this, I'm pretty sure I've heard it before, but if you want to change your life, you need to become so uncomfortable with your current situation that it forces you to change your life. Andrew Tate spoke about how when he was 20, 21, he was broke and homeless or whatever it was. He couldn't sleep. Because he was just thinking about how to fix this problem, right? And for me, I'm okay, I take courage from that. I take courage from the fact that at least it's pissing me off. Eventually, I'm going to have to figure it out, right? But going back to the title of the video and the main premise of this video, it was sometime last week. I just didn't do the work I was supposed to do, and I was just feeling bad about myself. And I was like, you know what, bro, just do what you can. Right, and it sounds like some of that wishy-washy self-improvement things you might get from you know the types of people I'm talking about. They'll probably be the girls that the really aesthetic things. They're oh, just do what you can, girl, yada yada. It sounds wishy-washy, but there is something to that, right? Because I was sitting there and I was like, okay, I'm not doing the work I'm supposed to be doing, but at least for the last 2 weeks, I've been sleeping and waking up at the same time every day. I've been trying to do that. I've been kind of consistent with that, right? I've been waking up and working out and doing that. I've been doing everything else around the routine. I just haven't been doing the work, and it pisses me off that I'm not doing the actual work that's going to change my life. But I've got a routine that's I've laid out the perfect plan. I know the amount of work I'm supposed to be doing every day, every week. I know when my rest is scheduled for. I know when I'm supposed to shoot my videos, when I'm supposed to study, when I'm supposed to do everything. And if I follow this plan for the next 6 months, for the next year, I'm gonna be, dude, the things I'll achieve are flipping, everything I've dreamed of, I'll be achieving it. But I'm just not doing the work, right? But I was looking at myself and I was like, okay, but just do what you can, right? You've got the skeleton. Right now, there's not much you can do. I mean, there is, but I'm just struggling to get myself to do work. It's just something in my brain is just stopping me from doing it. You can call it laziness, call it whatever you want. I just can't get myself to do it. Yeah. But I was looking and I was like, just keep the skeleton off the routine, right? So whenever, again, every day I'm constantly thinking, I'm trying to think what's my why? Because obviously I've lost my why, I've lost my drive for doing things. I'm always thinking, what's my why? While I figure that out, keep doing what I'm doing now. Keep doing what you're doing, right? Keep waking up and sleeping at the same time. Keep working out. Keep your diet in check. Keep doing everything else. Even though you can't do the work, maybe you do the work that you can. But eventually you're going to figure it out. And when you figure it out, you want to have your routine in place, right? When by the time I figure out like how to get myself to work, I want to know that I want to make sure that, okay, everything else, the skeleton of the routine, I've got it down to a T. Now it's just slotting in, right? It's just slotting in. I was supposed to sit down and work from like 2 to 4, right? Everything else I do on a regular basis. I know what I do when I wake up. I know that I wake up, I spread my bed, I put on my clothes, I tie up my hair, I go brush my teeth, then I come and I stretch and I start working out. Like, I know everything, the whole routine from start to finish. I know my nighttime routine and everything. It's just when it's time to sit down and work, I can't get myself to work. When that day comes, it should be as simple as, okay, it's 2 p.m, let's sit down and study, right? There's no new adjustments or anything. You're almost preparing, you are preparing for that day when you finally get it right? Everything else has been prepared for you, or you've been preparing it. And now when the day comes, it's just slotting it in. And that's basically all I was going to say for this video. Just do what you can, okay? Maybe you're struggling to do your work, but you're carrying on with your working out routine. Just carry on with that. Keep being consistent with that. That's something you've got going for you. You want to keep building on that momentum. Then when the day comes and you finally figure out how to get yourself to work, you're just slotting it in, right? You're not like, you don't want to let yourself fall completely off the wagon and just, oh no, by the time you kind of figure out what you need to do to get yourself to work, you're starting up the whole thing again. Imagine it's like imagine it's like a machine that's got like a really difficult like churning mechanism, and it takes so much work where you're churning it and churning it and churning it, right? And now you're having to start the whole thing again. Whereas by the time you start now, you've been churning like the working out part, like that's already like going pretty fast. And now it's just, oh, let's start pushing the work thing now. Whereas if you gave up and you just fell off the wagon, now you have to start everything. And now it's just a lot of work. And you're just lowering your chances of success. And it's also good for your mental health to just keep doing the good things that you are doing to keep yourself in high spirits. But yeah, that's basically the premise of the video. Make sure you hit subscribe to join the Self-Improvement Brotherhood. And until next time, we'll see you boys.